Hey, it's Seth with Costume Citizens, and I am here at Farpoint Convention in northern Baltimore with
Dave Turnbull.
Dave. Tell us a little bit about your costume you're wearing.
Okay, well, this is A&H, Another Hope Han Solo costume. So I put together this. It was my first costume with the Rebel Legion. So it all started with a cheap $115 costume on eBay, and it became about a $1,400 plus effort once I started upgrading everything. But I pieced this together from different builders, creators, or suppliers of Star Wars costuming, plus some of the stuff I made myself or worked on myself. So the shirt was handmade by Princess Leia from our base. So she made this one. The original one I got, I just didn't like as well. So it came out really nice. The gloves I got from Magnoli. The holster was made in Nevada by a guy that, I don't know if he still makes it, but he makes custom Han Solo holsters. And I got the little gadgets in the pockets here. Came from a company in Wisconsin. I got a droid collar. It's actually metal.
Nice.
And with a light on, in case it's good for parades and costuming at nighttime. But this came from Argentina. And the boots I got from California, from Todd's Costumes. And the blasters from Doopy Doo. So it was a kit that you had to put together, and so it's fairly easy to make. So I think that's about it for my costume.
That looks really great. Do you have any other costumes?
Yes, I have the Hoth costume from Empire Strikes Back, the Hoth one with the blue jacket. I like the blue jacket, even though he really had a brown one, because the way the video was, it looks blue to everybody, so they recognize that. So I have that one. I have Empire Strikes Back, the blue jacket costume. I also have the pre-carbonite Han Solo costume, and right now I'm the only one approved in the Rebel Legion, like in the whole Rebel Legion. So unfortunately, it's one of those that's kind of awkward to wear anywhere, so I don't. And I'm working on figuring Dan from the Modal Node, so we're putting together a little band. So right now there's 3 of us in the Maryland, Virginia area. So we have that going. And I'm also working on a mass producer to make a run of Prune Face. So Prune Face just might make it to Celebration. We'll see.
Good luck with that. That's really, so we're here at Farpoint, and I understand you're active with Rebel Legion. Do any other conventions normally, or planning to?
Yes, the Rebel Legion will be joining the Mando Mercs and 501st R2 builders for AwesomeCon. So we're going to have a very large display at AwesomeCon in Washington, D.C. It's the last weekend in May. So I think we have a minimum of 10 booths there that are all going to be interconnected. And we have the full-scale working land speeder will be there with us. So that's the next big convention we have coming up. So
yeah, that should be an impressive sight. So what do you do when you're not at conventions? Do you have any other hobbies, interests? What do you do career-wise?
Well, this all started, I was a collector of the Star Wars toys, so I have action figures, and I've kept everything, including packaging, going back to the very first early bird package, Christmas of 1976. So I've been part of the Star Wars as a hobby for the most part since then, and I kept everything. So I have all the inserts, everything I kept. So the collecting never went away. And then like 3 years ago, I was asked by one of my friends to go to Celebration in 2012. And I'd never costume, and I said I would never costume, ever. And since we were going, we were like, well, maybe we should costume. And 3 years later, or 2.5 years later, I'm working on costumes like 6 and 7. And I come to at least probably about 15 to 18 events per year we do. Or I do, but as part of the Rebel Legion. So, and the Rebel Legion, like for our base is Terrapin base throughout Maryland and D.C. And we probably do probably like 75 to 80 events per year. So maybe less, I'm not sure, but
that's impressive. Yeah, there's almost always something going on with like Rebel Legion, 501st. Every weekend you could get away with something. That's very cool. Any hobbies outside of costuming or other passions?
Well, I'm a scout leader with the Boy Scouts, so my son's here, so he's also in scouting. So he's working on his Eagle Scout, and I just take them out camping all the time. So we do that. So other than that, just watching television and sports, and that's about it.
Good deal.
Yep.
Good deal. Well, thanks for your time. Enjoy the rest of Farpoint.
All right,
we'll see you around.
Thank you very much.
Take it easy.